Hello, everybody. Just a quick 15-20 minute video update on the trades that I've had so far today. It's 9:27 a.m. I decided not to do a stream this morning since I had a standard checkup doctor's appointment. And I took a couple of trades before I left this morning, and then I took a couple while I was at the doctor's office as well because I saw some really good price action. And in the car ride as well, I entered a trade. I was being safe. It only took me a second, but it just shows that you can trade on a mobile device if you have the right software. You're reading the charts right, and you trust that you're gonna not make mistakes. You can do that. Um, so I saw some good price action, and I'll talk about those trades in just a second, the ones that you see over here. But first, I'm going to show you the setups that I had here. So this is on the 5 minute time frame. I saw uh, the engulfing candle here on the bullish side, and I liked it because there were also other ones here. There was That's pretty much the only one I really see. That was an inside candle setup there, and then the engulfing candle right here. The reason why I didn't take this one for number one was because I was sleeping. And number two, I took this one because it was at a whole number or right near the whole number. And I saw that 168 was a pretty powerful area for a potential bounce, and it was delayed. So what happened and how I handled this situation was, since this trade was entered right above the whole number is like 168 100, I I thought that it might head back down a bit and then shoot back up. That's always a possibility, especially since we're in this whole number area. Anywhere 20 pips, maybe even 30 pips below the whole number and 20 to 30 pips above, you're going to see a lot of this kind of action going on, but back and forth, a lot of ranging stuff. And so what I did was I turned on my software, so the trader agent that I've mentioned, talked to you guys about, and I decided to click on the trade, the orders, and let me see if I can show you this, and click the grid on. So I turned the grid on for 20 pips. So from order one to order two was 20 pips, and the trader agent automatically manages that. And the reason why I had that is because I knew that 20 pips below it, and I checked this before I even entered the second order or even left the house, because the trader agent was managing this trade right when I left the house, and it was awesome because I didn't have to really watch it or manage it very much because I knew that the software would. But the 20 pips below was still within the region of the whole number, and so I was thinking that it could easily bounce from there, and as you see, it did. Now it went a lot more than I thought it would, but I thought it would probably move more than where my take profit was, and that's okay. The reason why I didn't hold on to it longer is because I know that this is a very volatile, kind of weird pair because it includes the pound, and the pound is in turmoil right now. And so I don't really want to be in long positions um, for long periods of time. And so that's why I exited this trade out, or this combination or basket of trades, with just 100 pips profit, which ended up being about 20 pips profit overall. Shot up a lot more than that, and then it came back down. So the second position was entered, or the third position after this one was taken took profit. I started going on the short side, and I felt a lot more comfortable about going in on the short side because of it's just what I was talking about, the pressures of the pound right now. It's better to be on the short side than on the long side, considering the dramatic events that can continue to happen over in the UK. So inside candle setup here on the 15-minute time frame. And after this candle happened, I decided to enter a short position on after the 15 minute. So on this candle right here in the opening. And it shot back down. Now I was looking for about $170 profit, which was roughly about 30 or 35 pips, and I didn't quite get it. That was about 5, maybe 3 to 5 pips short from my entry. It moved about 31 pips. I think I was about 3 pips short of taking my profit on that position, and it shot back up. I was considering closing it after this engulfing candle setup, but then I was starting to realize I think I can hold on to this position. I'm not too worried about it. I do think that the push up on the pound is limited. I'm always down. I could be wrong. It could shoot up further. Um, but I was considering closing out, but decided to leave this one in, and to see what the outcome would be. All right, so it's pushed up against me since then, and now current area we are in here, and I entered a second position after the inside candle setup, or the inside candle setup here, in particular this candle, and then this candle followed, which is a pretty good sign that there is some resistance up here. You can tell just by all the candles on the 5-minute time frame. All of these green candles all have wicks on them. This red candle has a wick on it as well. So I expect that this will continue to touch this area for a while and then potentially pull back down. But there's two kind of scenarios that will happen. This is obviously an area of resistance. It's showing on the 5-minute time frame. Um, but what we're looking for is a break of that. It could easily close, a candle could close above this in a strong way. So if the body of the candle closes in a strong way above these candles that you see in the past, then that means that traders may want to continue to push this up on the high side. Um, but if this closes with another wick, then so far this resistance will continue to hold out. I'd like it to close red and have us another bearish engulfing candle. That would give me a better indication that this would be start moving on the downside. But right now, it's indecisive. Okay. No algorithm trades still. It's been a really quiet week. Nothing really going on. I can even show you here. Uh, just no inside candle setups going that have been happening this whole entire week. So I'm like you guys know what I look for. I look for inside candle setups, and right now, since this has been moving on the downside, my algorithm is currently looking for trades on the upside, and just haven't had the candle setup for that yet. You can see here, not an inside candle. This is a bullish engulfing, but not what my algorithm is looking for. This isn't inside candle setups here at all as well. This one is, but it doesn't meet the criteria. I want it to break the low of the previous, and that's what my algorithm was looking for as well. This just didn't meet the criteria for a position, for a buy position. All right, so nothing going on with the algorithm, which is fine. Just taking some manual trades. And what profit I've had today is just the $100, $100, 124 yesterday. So far this week I've had a $401 week with 1.33%, which I'm pretty happy about since those are complete manual trades. And what that looks like is, let's see if I can refresh this on my FX book at least. You can see that my current equity drawdown that I have right now from my two positions, but you also see the same profit loss, 1440 for the month at 5.5%. So I just broke 5% profit, which I'm really happy about. Okay, so that's pretty much all I wanted to update today. Not a whole lot. I know that there are still a lot of questions regarding the trader agent that you guys may have about, placing pending orders. Now, there's something that you can do. So if you go to the website, and for those of you that are not sure about how to use the software and want some more questions asked, go into the videos section, and you can see how things work. For example, I think that Harley was talking about let's see here. So this is my video. So Harley actually sent out a question. I missed this one earlier in the night, getting IFX. Figured out how to I figured out how to set pending orders. It's great. Thanks for the tip. Um, yeah. So if you're unsure about how to place pending orders or how to install or use the software, go to the video section on the website, and that should help a lot. Um, and I may be able to answer my own question. This is from CV. If you use your EAs or manual systems on majors or some yens, they are less volatile and therefore less risky. It would help with your 15,000 drawdown. I'm curious how much you have invested on the EA development and why not use the ones that are proven themselves profitable, or maybe you do, as I might not seem or missed a video. Sure. So CV, good questions. Always, thank you. Uh, the uh, the majors actually, in some cases, are more volatile. Um, they at least have more liquidity in them. But the pound CAD is one of the more volatile pairs out there, just because of the nature of it. Um, but there are. It doesn't mean that a volatile pair is bad for my EA. No, that's not, or on my algorithm. That's not the case. Um, a volatile pair in some cases can be better. Why is the pound CAD a pair that I use, for example? It's a pair that works very well because it is volatile. It has large swings, so when it moves and when it starts to trend, it moves at a lot of pips. When it has its pullbacks or ranges, it also has a lot of pips that it moves as well, causing me to get out of positions in a profitable way because of the volatility on those pullbacks. Its pullbacks on this pair are substantial, which gives me a lot of room on my trades. If you go to, for example, the Euro US dollar, you'll see that it's a pretty heavy trending pair. You can see here, like for example, it moved very smooth. There were pullbacks, but if you see them, there's one small one there, really small, a little bit larger, a little bit smaller. There's one here too. These pullbacks are too small for an EA of mine. For example, let's say that I entered a trade here, right in this for this to potentially go down, and then it went against me. I entered a sell, right, and it went against me, and it continued to go up with no pullback. This wasn't big enough. This wasn't quite big enough. It was probably close, but I would need this to come down a bit further, probably to this area, before I close out an entire basket of trades if I was grid trading. So you need to pick a pair that has a good pullback on its in its price action. And the Euro US dollar just doesn't really cut that. You'll notice that the trends are big and strong and for long periods of time with minimal pullback. The same thing on the US dollar Japanese yen. Very similar thing. So that's the things that you have to keep in mind when trading. And you can see that there's been some action on the Euro US dollar today, which is going to likely continue because of uh, the FOMC statement. The bank rate is also um, potentially going to be changed here today as well. They're going to raise the rates. So big news day for the USD. So they're expected to raise the rates to 1.25%. This is why we are seeing what we are right now. All of the CPI data, core sales is negative, worse than expectations, and it moved the market in a substantial way today. You can see here that was in the 1 hour and a good 76 pips. All right, so keep an eye on those the FOMC statement today. I would expect, actually, I have no idea what's going to happen with this. Typically, when they raise rates, that's a good thing. That means that they're thinking the economy is getting better. But we could see some surprises with this one today, guys. especially considering if people buy it, if traders buy the idea that the interest rates rising are a good thing. After they see the PPI, the CPI sales coming in or numbers coming in, and this happens, it could very well continue. But we'll just have to see the reaction to it. So it may not just be this number that you should be looking at, the 125, the interest rate increased by 0.25%. They will be looking at they'll be reading this statement as well, economic projections, the statement, what's the language in the statement as well. Um, what's the outlook? How many more times are they going to raise the rates and when? So those are the kind of things that you need to look at. If the rate does increase, that may increase volatility in the market. Um, but it's not just that number that you should be looking at. You should be looking at many more things. Okay. Uh, so our current trade is finally doing better now. And as I was telling you before, with the resistance there at the top, and it looks like it finally decided that it's going to give us a nice candle. This is the candle that we're looking at. A nice bearish candle. That's the one I was kind of hoping for to give us some ammo or momentum on the downside. I will hold this trade for about roughly 150 to 170 pips profit. I'm probably going to end it before it takes profit. End this video before it takes profit. Um, but you'll notice just by if you check your chart on the pound CAD, if this moves down to roughly the 168.3 level, I'm probably going to end up closing out in profit for the day. So since you probably won't see this close out today, if it continues up, I'll add more positions. You may see this trade in tomorrow if it decides that it's going to pull back and shoot back up from here. We'll see, but I'll definitely give you an update on what's going on, how my drawdown is, if I took profit, what trades closed out. But if this basket closes out in $170 profit, then I'll have $270 profit today, which is really good for manual trades, and it will be close to about 1%, just under 1%. So that'd be nice. We'll see. Um, all right, I think that is pretty much what I wanted to cover in today's video. I didn't expect this one to be long. Yeah, it's just about 17 minutes. So I'll give you another update probably tomorrow or the next day and see how things are going. All right, thanks so much, guys, for watching. And if you have any questions, let me know.